Så. Tror jag i alla fall. Just ja, vad fasen har jag min handledskudde. Ja, den ligger bakom. Okej. All right. Ja, nej. Frågan är varför man vill ha ett sånt här konto. Är det bara kosmetiskt måste det vara. Det här är då hit... ursäkta? Easy Allies, vad fasen är det här? Inte det gamla Game Trailers-gänget, vad gör de där? Det är den stora frågan. Tjena Johan, hur är läget? Är det här hela Hitman 2 då? Ja, hela Hitman 2. Och förutom de två. Och vad är det här då? Är det hela Hitman 1? Ja, det var som fasen. Men då blir det dags för Hitman 3. Story so far, ja.
47 and Diana Burnwood are the world's top assassins working for the ICA. Unknowingly, they have been hired by a shadow client to target a number of operatives of Providence, a secret organization working in the highest echelons of power. Providence's controller, the Constant, approaches Diana and makes her a deal. Eliminate the shadow client and learn about 47's past. But when 47 discovers that the shadow client is Lucas Gray, his lost childhood friend, he and Diana switch sides to fulfill an old pact. Destroy Providence.
Just det.
Together, they manage to capture the Constant, forcing him to reveal the identities of the 3 Providence partners. Eliminate them, and the war would be over. However, the Constant has an ace up his sleeve.
Och vad är det han har up his sleeve då? Det är ju frågan. Jag tror jag minns det, men frågan är hur mycket man ska spoila.
Close. In the shadows, behind the everyday world, beyond the headlines and the seats of power, a hidden hand. A kind of company known as Providence. To it, we were just assets to use and throw away, to do the unthinkable, the unforgivable, and it never gave us a second thought. Until now. After decades in the shadows, we are fighting back. Me and 47. Much has been lost, but we are closer than ever. We trapped the Constant, Providence's chief controller, and finally learnt the names of its 3 partners. In their downfall, we lay the past to rest. And, just maybe, look towards the future.
47. It's time.
partners are down there. You know, I never planned this far ahead. You never do. I see someone got his memory back. Wait, is that a beacon? What the hell? Base. Alexa Carlisle's helicopter just took off. Confirm target locations, over. Diana, what's the status?
Right. We have a situation. Carlisle has left the building. And I think I know why. The Constant has escaped. He persuaded one of the sailors into setting him free. And since then, he's been seizing control of Providence assets and resources. I can only assume Carlisle is rushing to contain the damage.
If she slips away again...
We'll keep track of her. Make sure she doesn't. Meanwhile, the plan stays the same. Your destination is the Scepter, the world's tallest building where the partners are laying low, courtesy of their host, Sheikh Omar Al-Ghazali. Marcus Stuyvesant is 5th generation old money. His family made its fortune in real estate and banking, and were at one point the chief landowners in New York. Carl Ingram is a powerful Washington kingmaker whose family grew rich selling gunpowder during the American Civil War, and later established a globe-spanning empire in oil, coal, and steel. Both families long since retreated from public view, but their quiet dominance endures to this day. Now, the partners likely suspect that we're coming, so Mr. Grey will infiltrate building controls and disable all electronic doors and elevators. Stuyvesant and Ingram are about to find they have nowhere left to run.
Right. This is our moment, 47. Providence ruined our lives with the flick of a pen. Today, we return the favor. Happy hunting.
Mission aktiv. Aktiv. Okej, vilka är de här buden? Ja, det här är ju samma, alltså verkligen same. Carl Ingram. Ja, det märks ju när det är main game, alltså, till skillnad från annars. Tänker framförallt på hur mycket information det finns. Det här är en bibel. The Ingram family is of Scandinavian origin. Titta där. The earliest known ancestors were blacksmiths in Norway, but in the early 19th century they migrated to America and became cattle ranchers. They eventually made a fortune selling gunpowder during the American Revolutionary War and later established an empire in oil, coal, and steel. By the 20th century, the Ingrams had become one of the world's biggest fossil energy providers and began expanding their business empire into fields such as agriculture, pharmaceuticals, and consumer goods. In fact, some of the family's biggest sources of revenue come from the Thwak Beverage Company and a global empire of chain stores. Det är för mycket information här. Carl Ingram, hur är läget? Direct and a cowboy at heart. Han gillar alltså att jobba med får. Key Providence assets such Hamson Oil, Blue Seed Agriculture, and the Pax Mundus Foundation, geopolitical think tank, are all largely controlled by the Ingram family. However, it is their political clout, a benefit of controlling the vital oil and coal markets, that makes them truly powerful. The Ingrams are responsible for most of the Providence operatives positioned in governments and state institutions around the world, including senators, cabinet secretaries, generals, and even a high-ranking papal advisor. And they enjoy a close relationship to Middle Eastern and Latin American power players such as the Al-Ghazali family in Saudi Arabia, and the Moreno drug cartel in Mexico. Carl Ingram is the current head of family and the second most senior Providence partner. Carl is brash, direct, and a cowboy at heart. Despite his immense wealth and privilege, the family has always cultivated a protestant... vad fan hände med språket? Protestant work ethic. And Carl feels most at home at his alltså Kansas-söndag. Söndagsnivå nu är bra. Ranch or touring his oil field, which incidentally is also where he brings his business partners and political acolytes to size them up. Jag måste läsa högt för mig själv för att få lite inlevelse. Det är ingen annan som berättar det här. Spelet vill liksom att det ska läggas fram i text. Och jag vill ju lära känna mina targets lite. Jag behöver ju tänka som en hitman. As a youth, Carl enlisted in the army and completed a tour of duty in Vietnam shortly before the fall of Saigon. Returning home to finish his studies, Carl decided that while the logic behind the domino theory had been sound, military campaigns were archaic and ineffective. Wars should be fought not with boots on the ground, but through the dual channels of Machiavellian tradecraft and the slow power of corporate influence. Carl studied military intelligence and became a foreign policy advisor to the White House by the tender age of 32. When by 40 he inherited control of the Ingram estate from his father Douglas. Carl had both the political savvy and the corporate muscle to set himself up as a behind-the-scenes kingmaker, whose endorsement is guaranteed to make or break campaigns and indeed careers on both sides of the political divide. And yet Carl, like his family name, remains virtually unknown to the general public, always preferring the subtle backroom shenanigans over the spectacle and limelight. He finally replaced his father Douglas as Providence partner in 1994. Carl Ingram comes across as a libertarian, but in truth his pragmatism transcends political boxes. Alltså våga ta ställning, det är en riktig galning där alltså. He views himself and Providence as the vanguard of global stability and status quo, and his balancing act requires a highly flexible mind. For instance, Carl has spent billions undermining the climate agenda, while simultaneously investing heavily in climate change countermeasures. However, this is all for the good of society. Carl believes that only the steady hand of Providence can lead the world into a more sustainable age without the otherwise inevitable descent into disruption, upheaval, and revolution. Carl was married twice, with 2 sons from his first marriage and an adopted son from his second. None of his heirs know about Providence yet, but Carl leans towards appointing his adopted son, whom he sees as having the greatest potential, as his successor. Unsentimental and a staunch meritocrat. Fasen hände med engelskan, hörni. Carl takes his power very seriously, but is unapologetic about it, believing that only the capable has a right and a duty to rule, and that to the best and brightest. Power and leadership is no privilege. it is an obligation. However, like his associate Marcus Stevenson, Carl's pride has blinded him to the threat of Arthur Edwards, and now it may be too late to pass on the torch. Ja. Och Marcus, men sluta, vad är en bibel alltså? Det är en bibel. Det är en bibel. Dutch-German origin. Their earliest known ancestors were violin builders in the 18th century Rotterdam, moving to Bavaria. During their heyday in the night... fan, jag orkar inte läsa. Jag blir knäpp på min egen röst också. The Stevensons have retreated from public view, and few today recognize the name. True currency is influence. Important Providence assets such as Milton Fitzpatrick. Inga konstigheter. Det blir superbra. Same old, same old. Okay. Same old, same old.
Welcome to Dubai, 47.
Tjena Peter.
Today is the inauguration of the scepter, and the ceremony is well underway. You will find
Hej Greta.
near the building's signature art installation.
Det är bra med er.
While a paranoid Carl Ingram has ensconced himself in his penthouse suite, security on highest alert. Mr. Gray is already in position and ready to assist. Good luck, 47.
On top of the world. Så steg 1 är ju då att hoppa. Så, men kom igen. Kan jag inte hoppa?
47. Come in. 47, do you copy?
I'm here.
Are you in position?
I'm heading towards the point of entry.
Good. Get back to me when you're there. Locked. 47, use your camera and scan the lock, will you? I think I can override the Windows controls from here.
I'm in position.
47, the inauguration is taking place close by. Once you've infiltrated it, get your bearings. I'm sure there must be floor plans somewhere.
Understood.
We need absolute focus on this one. If Ingram and Stuyvesant are alerted to our presence, we may lose them for good. We are so close, 47.
Don't worry. They're not going anywhere.
Vänta. Vad fasen hände där? Så kan du inte... Hörru, så kan man ju inte göra.
Greetings, sir. Okay.
Welcome.
Right.
Welcome. Hello. Good to see you. How lovely to see you. How you been? Friendly and familiar faces here today. Now, this has been a dream of mine for a great many years.
Ja, det var världens bästa ombyte.
I am one of the less privileged sons of respectable houses of the family. But with a small loan from my father, I soon built up a construction empire that was worthy of the great Al-Ghazali legacy. So, I would like to thank my cousins, without whose friendship and influence this achievement might not have been possible. Thank you. I'm proud to yet again immortalize our great family name. But most importantly, this building is for all the people of the world. Which is today the tallest building in the world. Not bad at all.
Blinkade han åt mig? Bra. Bra service.
Now please,
Nu missade jag ju förverkerierna.
celebrate.
Fan. Hade varit något. What is this då?
Listen, I want to talk to the partners directly. Make them understand why all of this is happening. And that terminal gives me an idea. There's a server room near the Sheikh's personal reception. If you can gain access to it, we might be able to recover useful intel from it. We'll have to work together to hack the system, but it's our best shot.
How the mighty fall. I want to talk to the partners directly. Ja, ja. Vi kollar läget då.
I've always said His Royal Highness could make a killing on the motivational speaking market.
It looks like the staff area could provide you with a viable route to the server room.
Might ask about the condos. I believe Mimi said she was looking for them.
Where's my coins? Jag har inga coins.
There's a keypad lock on the doors to the staff area. One moment. All right, try this. 4706.
Bra. Jag annullerar det här då. Nu gör vi den här busen igen. Som vanligt. Spara bums. Vad sa du? 47-0. Fasen sa du? Vad? Nej, vad sa han? Frustrationen. Vad var det han sa? 47-01? Fasen, jag glömt redan alltså. Vad sa han? 47? Ja, vad sa du hörru? 47. Barabim barabom. Fasen, vad var det? 4701. 4701. Ja, det. Så var det det. Ja, det är bra då. Jösses. Nu ska vi se, kan jag dra den här rackaren in då? Ja. Så ingen hittar den här stackaren, så får han sova i lugn och ro. All right, bra där. Ingen här, in med dig i skåpet hörru. Så. Mycket bättre. Nu är vi här, hela ligan. En hammare är säkert, det är alltid bra med verktyg har jag förstått i Hitman-spelen. Ha alltid ett verktyg, en wrench, en hammare, skruvmejsel, skofot. Det är bara kör liksom.
James called in sick today, of all days. Tyler says everyone working triple shifts. There's so much going on here. I've had 4 staff update meetings already. That crazy manager called us into another meeting, so now we've got to memorize new lists of guest names, new passwords for the terminals, and new special dietary needs. I mean, there's an actual limit to the amount of information the human brain can contain, and I'm pretty sure I've hit it. And to top it off, they just told us we wouldn't be getting overtime payment because we're just expected to be here. Can you believe it? God, could this day get any worse?
Låter som Jim Sterling rant. Nästan. Saxar, verktyg.
Blessed silence. Finally. Thank you, God.
Ja, men jag förstår känslan. Titta, wrench. Fasen, vi är ju riktiga verktygare. Målsökande väska. Vad har vi här då? Tjena, stolpshot.
I think I can open that window remotely.
Alltså, screwdriver, jag är så sjukt redo.
Have a try.
Ah, shit! Jesus! Freaking waste of time.
Vem häng...
Sheikh Al-Ghazali is reaching out to his worldwide network.
Varför hänger du? Det är en galning. Du hade kunnat stå...
Restore the lost power
Alltså,
base.
så dum.
If Ingram and Stuyvesant were asked to a meeting, thinking they'll be told of new developments, I suspect they'd jump at the chance. There's a lounge area at the top of the building. It can be
Ja, men det här är ju
private conversations.
det är ju samma ställe.
It's there. They'll be
Ja, vilken idiot. Kom ut här. Och upp där. Ja. Det är väl livet. Fantastiskt. Titta, vet du. Vilket geni. Ja. Hoppa. Åh, huvaligen. TV-spelsmuskler. For the win. Hur långt ner kan vi åka? Ja. Det här är ju inte... titta vet du. Reflektioner alltså. Vilken nivå.
The server room should be behind one of the doors in this hallway.
Okej. Vad händer här då? Vem får den här i skallen? Alla. Jag vill ju kasta den liksom. Det är det här. Alltså jag vill ju kasta den här. Jag förstår att det säkert inte är poppis någonstans. Men bara se vad som händer. Den där liraren till exempel. Jag har inte gjort något. Men precis, då drog den där liraren. Det är ju skitbra ju. Nu måste jag wastea allt. Ja, där vill jag inte gå in. Utan nu tar vi dig och lägger dig här. Sover du? Bra. Titta, vet du. Bra. Nej. Va? Vem är det som? Va? Vänta nu. Finns det ingen ställe? Fasen nu. Ja men du, din klant. Ja, då skiter vi i det här. Då får du ligga här och ta det lugnt då. Jag håller helt med. Bompa, dompa, dompa. Hammar till. Jag måste låna dig. No offense. Så, tack du. Usch. Eller hur? Det är lite mer spännande att köra no kill runs. För att då blir det ju liksom inte den här server room. Då finns det en olidlig spänning i att veta att de alltid kan vakna upp och börja skrika efter. Någon galning var efter mig liksom. Eller nitade mig. Medan att wastear man dem, då kan man verkligen gömma dem. Alltid spara. Nej, spara. Sen vill jag komma åt kontrollrummet och kamerorna. Vad säger du då? Vad hände här då?
Yes, I promise I'll start attending anger management. I know I have issues. Admittance, that's the first step, right? Anyway, I've locked the golf ball up in the maintenance scrub. Not that many of us have keys, and people tend to stay out of that room anyways, so no one will get hurt. I'll take it home when my shift is over. I love you too. I'll be home as soon as possible.
Hör du vad din kollega säger här? Hör? Hon tänker waste alla med en atomgolfboll. Kolla, vet du. Ja, in här är nog klokare. Into the server room. Här händer det grejer.
A calendar function. We can use this to summon the partners to a fake meeting, 47. All right, I'm no hacker like Olivia, but I think you need to pull one of the racks here to gain access to the terminal. Damn it. A silent alarm has been tripped.
No shit.
47.
Hur ditt pucko fasen tänker du med det? Hur ska jag gömma mig? Alltså snacka. Idiotar. We good. We good. Silent bums. Kolla här liran står och chillar. Alltså vilken chillare. Jag har ju inga bra grejer här. Ingenting. Ja, men det är inte förbannade. Alltså Aron, din klant. Alltså förbannat, vilken irritation alltså. Det är det sämsta jag kunde göra alltså. Nu tar vi det här i lugn och ro här. Vem var det som chillade? Det var ju någon som hade någonting där. Okej, nu är vi här inne. Där ligger de och chillar. Vad har vi här då? Janitorial key. Är det den då kanske? Mycket bra.
A calendar function. We can use this to summon the partners to a fake meeting, 47. All right, I'm no hacker like Olivia, but I think you need to pull one of the racks here to gain access to the terminal.
Och frågan är vilken? Är det något specifikt där? Ska vi se om jag kan tajma, exakt. Bam.
Damn it.
One can only hope. Jag har ju värsta nyckeln ju.
On its way. Hide, 47.
Panik alltså, blir tokig på den här linjen. Vadå hide? Jag kan inte gömma mig för 5 öre. Det är en lirare som kommer. Då tar vi dig direkt, hörru. En hammare. Kom din polare nu. Fixa då. Vad händer? Vad ska jag... Alltså, vadå? Har jag låst in mig igen nu? Det låter sjukt orimligt. Nej, tack. Men, som sagt. Där. Vem? Vem håller du på och chillar med? Hörru. Alltså, blir tokig. Okej, nu är silent bums. Kommer det fler i det här? Hur fixar jag det här?
47 reinforcements.
Men ditt pucko. Nej, jag vill inte. Frustrationen. Jag har alltid sån klant. Det kommer inga vakter ändå. Nu snackar du bara strunt, hörru. Jag är bara här och chillar. Kolla där inne vad som händer då. Jag bara gå in och titta. Gå in och titta. Gå in och titta.
Man, I've got someone on the ground. I'm moving in.
Jaha, nu känner ni båda igen mig såklart. Då skiter vi i det. Vi går tillbaka till det här. Kan de två fixa det här nu? Går han runt utan kläder nu? Jag engagerar ingen combat. Sluta, jag är inte ens här. Jag vet, ni känner inte mig, på att säga. Interact keypad. Det här är skitsamma alltså. Vad fan sysslar jag med nu? En banan.
"47 guards are heading your way. Be careful." Yes, sorry about that, 47. Let's try again, shall we? I think I've got it. We'll need a key card to gain access.
Till vad?
Someone in maintenance should have one we can borrow for a spell.
Vad snackar du om? Jag har ju penthouse keycard. Och en banan. Jag har allt. Kan jag wastea de här med en banan på riktigt då? Okay.
Hello?
Tjena.
Yeah, just wanted to remind you about the lockdown drill tomorrow.
Okay.
That's right, 900 hours. Key cards to activate the alarms are still in the safe in the security room.
All right. Tjena Ricky.
Code 6927. Just don't tell your mother, right?
6927.
Okay.
6927.
Okay, but remember, you need to activate the alarm on both floors, otherwise nothing's gonna happen.
6927.
Good. Yeah, I will do. Have a good shift tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.
Sex, 9, 2, 7. Jaha. In med dig här då. 6, 9, 2, 7. Där. Ja, men sluta. Nej, jag har en banan. Fasen. Stick. Fan, skrika sådär är det. 6, 9, 2, 7. Höll på att glömma koden. Extremt omogen banan det här måste det vara. Alltså den här bananen. License to banan. Ska jag göra samma misstag igen eller vad är det jag missat? Alltså vad fan. Okej. Just det. Där är du. Du är ju galen.
Don't mind me.
Ja, jag tror jag det.
I am so over the city.
Jag är compromised. Då är det dags att göra så här. Precis. Ja, det är bra Ricky. Den hade kunnat behövas faktiskt. 6, 5, 5, 3, 2, 1 tänkte jag på nu. Nu ska vi se här. Kan jag wastea dig först? Hon här hade ju någon form av atombombsgolfboll också. Hörru du Aron, du kan inte gå runt med den här, vet du. Värsta puffran på en sån här städ... nej, det gillas inte. Ja. Den där skippar vi. Hej då till vapnet. Jag har en banan. Vad fan hände där? Var det hack eller? Nu är vi live and kicking. We got a man with a banana.
That must have done something. Can you see anything different in the room?
Ja, den här. Okej, jag tar en bild först och bara för att. Nej, det är lugnt. Då har jag bananen redo och så tar vi den här.
Good. We're in. Now all you need to do is access the terminal and use the calendar option to summon the Providence partners to a meeting. Good work. The meeting has been booked. The partners should be moving up here shortly. Looks like the lounge can be sealed off for private conversations. Handy. Building cameras are now disabled. Excellent. I see the partners moving. You should join their meeting. Time to end this, 47. Elevator doors are now open. Cameras are showing a lot of guards up here. They wouldn't suspect one of their own, though.
Oha, vad betyder det då? Jag har en banan. We are all good. Okej, ja det är det de menar. Nej, men vad gulligt, vilket... Det här var ju väldigt... vad ska man säga? Alltså, fan vad irriterande. Kolla, den med... Nej, vad tråkigt. Varför håller du på så här dumma spel? Sluta. Kolla, spelet vill att jag ska... Nej, men det här är så frustrerande. Såna här buggar. Banan only. Ja, egentligen behöver jag inte ens kläder. Det räcker med en banan. Janitorial key. Yes sir. Men jag har en banan. Penthouse guard. Ja, hur ska jag kunna disguise myself as a penthouse guard? Kan jag göra det här då? Kommer det räknas? Det är frågan. Tur det. Redigt tur det. Infiltrate the penthouse. Där är du. Du är ju fasen inte okej, hörru. Kan jag kasta bananen så blir det en kastbanan. Kolla här. Vad har vi här bak då? Ja. Det var viktigt det där. Jag vill ha banan. Där, tack. Här har vi ett gäng lirare och alla är taggade. Ja, bra.
I'll activate the panel controlling the room's security features. When you're ready, use it to start the show.
Det vet du. Jag har en... Härligt, jag ska ta upp en banan till gruppen bara. Fruktleverans coming through. Förbannat alltså. Stick härifrån. Nej. Vad i all sin dar håller ni på med? Hönshjärna. Är det här de står och kastar? Nej, sluta, vet du. Vilka lirare, vet du. Kolla. Fan, explosive ball. Nej. Den där bollen hade varit kul, vet du. Ja. Ja, den här släpper vi kanske lika bra. Så. Eller? Ska man ta med golf? Nej, nu blir jag taggad här. Oj! Okej. Banan, trubbel. Okej.
Yeah, you know the guy's grumpy one always wants peace and quiet. Yeah, I haven't seen him playing golf today. He must be in a good mood.
Vad gör jag med mitt liv här nu? Ska vi se. Oj, nu är det pizzabeställning. Eller hur? Då ska vi se. Nu har jag sparat. Det var kanske inte meningen. Vad har jag för bra förutsättningar här?
And it's on. is Echo Mike Charlie. Got a Bravo Propstro sneaking around here. Please advise Ricky take over.
Jag har ingen Bravo Charlie här.
Yeah, you know the guy's grumpy.
Fasen alltså, hur ska jag ta mig förbi? De här två ser väl alltså, det är det. 1, 2, 3, 4 behöver jag göra. Poff, poff, och sen snabbt. Det är sitt. Nu kör vi. Poff, poff, och sen snabbt. Nu jäklar.
What did you do? I kicked his door in, put a gun in his face. What?
Hur många är det där inne? Men titta så kunde jag... Aron Pucko, du behövde inte wastea folk i onödan. Så fruktansvärt oschysst. God afton. God afton. Okej, en lampa.
Where is he? Where's the Sheik?
It's a busy day for him. Surely we can give him a few moments.
Do you know what?
Where's the security? All right, that's that then.
Så himla klumpigt.
Stuyvesant and Ingram are gone. Providence will soon be no more than a bad memory. 47. Thank you.
Vad tackar du mig för? Det låter ju sjuk här.
On the edge of town.
Jag är sjukt compromised, ja. Alla vill åt mig. Okej. Fasen vad märkligt. Jaha, den här var ju klar. Men ska en kniv också kanske? Ingen misstänker någonting. Det är fantastiskt. $13 meter. Hur tar jag mig ner då? Du vet. Smyger ut bakom den ena liran. Nej, det blir vidare för mig. Det blir vidare. Jag vet, man skulle kunna köra jättemycket olika grejer liksom. Men det är som att... Vad tror ni jag får då? 0 stjärnor. Klassiskt. Klassiskt Aron. 0 stjärnor.
If that's your winning face, I'd hate to see you lose.
We underestimated the Constant.
Yeah, he's a glorified desk clerk.
He's not just after the money. He wants it all.
We caught him once, we can do it again. And, well, we're not the ones who let him escape.
You still don't trust her.
I don't like executive decision makers. Look, you don't have to follow her, you know? Soon, this will be over. Maybe it's time to think about the future. You have to face the possibility that there's no going back. If the ICA knows what
Jag kan inte läsa det där utan att tänka på Ica.
She always does.
We have a fix on Carlisle. Come on. We've got a plane to catch. I hope you like the rain, 47.
Åh, regn. Regn är bra skit. Mer regn till folket.
How did you...
I have everyone's number. You really ought to know by now.
You planned this? All of it?
Don't be silly. I just played the hand I was dealt.
We'll find you.
You had me. Where'd that get you?
We handed you an empire.
It's for the best. The partners were complacent, set in their ways. But power is more than just security. Providence can be an agent of change. Surely you understand. Or you will. Soon enough.
Replay or death, precis. How the mighty fall. Death in the family.
She came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and...
Dr. Octopus.
Legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
Nu ringer det här, ska vi se.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant. Information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
All right, då ska vi se. Vad är det här för en Alexa Carlyle family of an ancient English origin? Their earliest known ancestor was knighted during the War of the Roses. The Carlyles lived a comfortable but quiet existence among the rural, alltså engelskan, nobility far removed from the halls of power. This all changed in the 1850s when she screwed. Höll jag på att läsa. Okej. Jag tänker att hon är en person som blåser folk eller något. En riktig sån här förrädare. When the shrewd and enterprising Ichabod Carlisle turned a fortune in the Second Opium War and subsequently established a global business empire in shipping, railroads and newspaper publishing. Varför skriver de det versaler? They maintained strong ties to the crown, securing lucrative contracts. Crows. In the aftermath of the World War II, Thomas Alexander Carlyle saw an opportunity. Yada, yada, yada. In recent decades, the Carlyles... Alltså det snälla, kan de ha det här... Tänk om de kunde ha det här voiceat. Det hade varit så förbannat coolt. Jag har försökt att läsa allas backstory genom alla 3 spelen. Alltså till slut bara orkar man inte liksom. Second born child, Alexa, never expected. De går igenom liksom den här lirarens föräldrars historia. Alltså fasen. Jag vill ha mer karaktär på de här och jag försöker hitta den själv, men det är inte så jäkla lätt alltså. Det här är bra skit. Det här är konkret, tydligt. Alexa Carlyle has compiled a case file on Arthur Edwards. You need to find it. Där är det ingen snack. Den här är bra suit också. Det är rutor i den. Det är dubbelmärksa.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
Vänta, varför är vi flera gentlemen? Varför? Okej, vad har jag för ursäkt här då? Jag hamnar snett, säger jag.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlyle.
Alltså det är ju top-notch security här. Nej, inte strange. Det är häpnadsväckande att ingen ser mig. Jag är ju som en elefant i en etta i Stockholm. Vad fan ska jag göra? Jag har ju coins. Kom igen nu. Kan du inte springa och ta en coin?
Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madam's funeral and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all this security. Excuse me? It's probably nothing, but, you know, why don't you just go and check it out?
Yes.
Fan sysslar du med? Ingen är här. Ingen vet någonting. Alla gått. Nej, idag har du inte alls det. Slut. Ingenting. Nej, det har du inte. Absolut. Patch me bums. Alltså det här var den mest klumpiga fan sysslar jag med nu alltså. Okej. Gå härifrån. Sluta stå där. Kan inte stå här. Oartigt värre, hörru.
Thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us.
Jag inte ska torska på grund av den här fjollen. Fjonken höll jag på att säga. Nej, titta. Nej. Alltså jag kan inte... Kan du sluta gå runt i fjonkarna? Vänta nu. Det här är den snubben som jag tog kläderna av. Hade han extra kläder? Jag menade såklart fjonkarna. Som i kalsongerna. Men frågan är... vänta nu, jag står ju här. Jag fattar inte längre.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience,
very well.
A thorough examination of
I suppose you will want to start at the crime.
Nu har det hänt något riktigt galet här. Jag står hipster hitman.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible.
Schysst.
Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you...
Det är bra tack. Jag följer med galningen här. In the foyer. Jag har ju checkpling liksom. Eller? Nu känns det som att jag har ställt till det rejält.
Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
Ja, alltså det är ju döläckert. Så är det ju. De har ju verkligen använt sin motor och optimerat det så gott som de bara kan här. Jag håller helt med dem.
The current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all.
Hey,
so please bear with them.
How are you?
If they seem
Bra.
by the rather unusual situation.
Men jag är sjukt nyfiken. Jag kan inte släppa att han som jag stal kläderna av. Han som sprang runt i sina fjonkar. Jag kunde liksom inte... Han såg ju mig när jag stod och pratade med henne. Sen sprang han till andra sidan rummet. Ja, men det såg ni ju själva. Och satte på sig exakt samma kläder som jag har nu. Och är nu ute igen. Har han dragit hem? Han tänkte nej. Jag vill ju inte vara med. Varför? Jag fattar inte. Jag skulle vilja gå tillbaks och se hur den NPC:ns kommandon, liksom vad den har för skript just nu. Vad gör den nu? Men jag vill inte...
Trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning.
Oj.
The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
Okay.
Murder Mystery 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
Super, okej.
A hidden door.
Det är bra.
Zachary was shopping for New Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. Zachary's suicide note. Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Aj, kapten.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47. It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
De behöver inte bygga så mycket runt. Vad är det här för något? De har ju liksom en ganska så tydlig... Vad är det här? Aha, titta vad busigt. Där kom texturerna lite sent, men det var kul i alla fall. Where is Mr. Fernby?
Why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Making us come here to play funeral and then show up like nothing's the least bit strange.
Well, don't get your knickers all twisted.
I'm telling you, she's not fit to be in charge anymore.
Det är ändå lite sådär, när man väl har fått tag i den här liren, då är jag ju liksom nästan till invincible. Jag kan gå runt överallt för att jag har befogenhet av att kolla upp alla grejer liksom.
Let's pick this up later.
How's everything coming along, Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Make sure you focus on your work.
I will.
I don't need one more maid crying in the kitchen. So watch yourself around young Mr. Patrick.
Don't worry about me.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
This is very useful information, 47.
Det här är ju intressant.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Måste ha en tidning under armen.
You know, I told Patrick off.
Can you
I'm
tell
not
me where you
interested
were
in someone who
yesterday
bosses you around like that.
Jag är tvungen att spara innan.
It's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. That's
gonna hurt me! Förlåt! Ja, jag var tvungen. Han såg ut som en alldeles för mycket stekare. Och han var ju lika dryg som han såg ut, tyckte jag.
It's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie...
Jag står inte ut och lyssnar på den här människan. Förlåt, jag klarar inte. Människor, va?
It's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy.
Ja, men precis.
Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him. Then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding.
Alltså den här liran.
If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it. No!
Hey! Stop knocking people out!
Absolut. Men en tidning. Spoiled brat.
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
The son of Emma and Gregory, Patrick is suspect in the murder of Zachary and Carlisle. Patrick claims he was with a staff member called Rosie at the time of Zachary's death. He says he found Zachary creepy as hell and to have no ambition. Jag vet, det är jättedumt. Jag tyckte det bara kändes bra att ha en tidning och säga, hörru du, re-evaluate your priorities, young man.
but I went for a stroll behind the greenhouse last night. Maybe that's where it is.
What is?
My lost button. The one you couldn't find at the graveyard. Wouldn't it be a good idea for you to go and look for it? Now?
A good idea. Yes.
I said speed up time, not my passing. Now just go away, will you?
Kan de...
Kind of you, dear Mr. Fernsby. I hope to see you soon. Creepy old git.
Så ja, nu vet du. Nu är du körd, snorunge. Förbannade unge. Förlåt. Så hemskt. Översittare folk.
I should get back to...
Right, yeah, same.
Ska vi snacka eller? Nej. Jag har sett din face model från första spelen, hörru. Du har varit med länge. Nej, det var strunt i mig. Inget. Tack.
Please stay back.
Titta, där är du igen.
Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that solicitor upstairs. Why do you think he's...
Hit ner ska vi.
There's a mother's favorite kind of people.
Men det här är ju inte... Alltså det blir inte så mycket stealth plötsligt. Det blir ju bara gå runt och chilla järnet. Jag har ju inga... Väldigt tacksamt på ett sätt. Hej.
Rebecca Carlyle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
Vem är Eddan då? Rebecca says Patrick disappeared after dinner last night and may be in some sort of trouble. Ja, han är i trubbel, men...
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Ja, det är bra klös i honom.
Emmer Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Edward. Where are you, Edward?
Sup?
Sa du sup? Det är en gamle busen.
Did you give the Fitzpatrick token to Madame Carlisle's daughter?
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
Det här blir en klassisk spara innan. Vänta, va? Vad gjorde jag för fel nu? Förlåt, vad gjorde jag för fel där? Case file var ju där ju. Vad fasen missade jag där? Case file. Är det bara att du har sagt vart den är, eller vad fasen snackar du? What did I miss? Ja, ni klarade er i den nya världen. Vem är det där då? Är det här busen? Den här förbannade busen. Soap. Just det. Men var är du då? Hörru du. Du, den andra liraren som jag ska... Staff.
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, he treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 a.m. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like
You're
a real
quite
princess.
creepy, aren't you?
Ja, men jag bara snackar med din kollega här.
How are things coming along? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse.
Alltså Emma var ute alltså.
We had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor. But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Mhm. Edward. Where are you, Edward?
Guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
I can't deal with all this pretend funeral stuff just now. I know I have to, but Amy thinks she might be pregnant. I'm gonna be a dad.
You'll be fine, Robbie. The kids are great.
Mary is so upset. She's never seen a dead body before.
Poor thing.
And that detective asked to come here. Madame Carlyle must believe Zachary was murdered. Why else ask him to snoop around? Oh, I feel weak in my knees from all the tension here.
Don't worry, I'm sure everything will settle down soon.
Edward, vart är du?
Hello.
You smell nicer, but this is still too close.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary.
Mhm.
I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30.
Hur många var det som drog på krogen egentligen?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, mother, and the staff, all the company he had. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning, or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy. And mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Okej, så då har vi... Okej, Edward är lugn. Rebecca måste jag snacka mer med. Emma, Mr. Gregory, Edward och då är det Rebecca och Emma kvar. Search locations. Då står det så här. Vad fasen? Zachary's bedroom, Zachary's body. Det här är bra. Det här ska jag fortsätta med sen, men inte nu. Utan då får vi spara den här. Nu ska jag käka, sen är det match. Fotboll. Men det blir bra det här. Det blir bra det här tror jag, minst sagt. Så får vi helt enkelt följa upp eller så spelar jag vidare. Men ja, nu är det ett bra flow här. Nu är det många spel som blir avverkade i lugn och ro. Vi har ju haft lite högtryck har vi haft här, både inför och efter Goti med titlar och grejer. Fortfarande lite grejer som ligger på lut, men full fart framåt, helt enkelt. Så blir det. Stopshot, Scarafats, Raleshi, Greta, Ricky och så vidare. Hörrni, ta hand om er, ha en fortsatt trevlig söndagkväll. Så får vi se när vi syns igen helt enkelt. Inte helt otippat, så tar det inte så lång tid mellan streamsen. De blir spontana, men ja, det är alltid något i alla fall. Ha en skön fortsatt söndag. Mors!